The Tampa Bay Buccaneers just dodged a bullet, and I'm going to tell you why. Look, I get it. It stinks. First off, let me ask, how mad are you at Liam Coen? Like, how mad are you? Obviously, the Bucs organization is, because they keep blocking coaching interviews to the Jags, which I think is hilarious, and it's kind of petty, and I love it because they're basically saying, look, you poached our organization, and you did it in a weird way, and we don't care if it was you or if it was Coen. We're not helping either one of you. I think it's hilarious. It's this rivalry that's being created. They play in the same state. They only play once every 4 years, but it doesn't matter because these teams are going to hate each other for a little while. I think that's fantastic, but I think the Bucs just dodged a bullet, and I'm going to give you multiple reasons why losing Liam Coen is not as bad as you actually think. And let's start by who you hired. All right, Josh Grizzard, might be the Bucs' next great offensive coordinator. There are a bunch of reasons as to why, and I'm going to help you see what those reasons are. Look, Liam Coen did a great job. I'm not going to lie to that. But I think more than anything what was proven, and we talked about this throughout the year because we've been doing Bucs videos for quite some time here. And if you're new to this channel, my name's Craig. Me and my buddy Chris, we love the NFL. We are Lions fans. Our first channel was Sports Talk Detroit. But with our love for the NFL and really teams that don't get the national attention that they should, we love talking about them. This Josh Grizzard is going to be dropped in the national news because of all the other teams that are being talked about, but we're going to talk about it here. And that's the kind of things we want to do. We talked about this all last year and during the season, which is it's not an offensive coordinator problem or an offensive coordinator success. It's very simply a Baker Mayfield thing. Baker Mayfield proved that he was a good quarterback. Baker Mayfield proved that he could run a good offense. And if he's in a place that he is comfortable, when you let Baker cook, you give him some food. You let him cook. All right? The dude knows how to play, and I think Josh Grizzard is going to do that. For starters, it does help keep continuity on the offense. All right? It was clear for the different candidates that the Bucs chose to interview for their vacant position that priority was continuity. That was the priority. That's what they wanted to do. All right, it's hard to keep continuity when you have a defensive-minded head coach. And with Bowles being a defensive-minded head coach, they want what he's done is he's kept continuity not only in the system, which is kind of that Rams, Shanahan, McVay, like 49ers. It's that same system. All right, Josh Grizzard has that. We're going to get to his coaching stops here in a little bit. All right? It was very, very clear. It was also clear that they wanted continuity when they did those blocks of other coaches. They wanted to keep people in, and I don't think the coaches were probably too upset about it either. I think they were probably happy to stay in Tampa Bay. There's something that's been working, and it's been there too. All right? Another huge point to me is that he proved himself in the organization. The way in which Liam Coen gave his assistants roles is he would give each of them a very specific role during the season. All right, so Grizzard, his main role, Josh's main role, was to be the third down package guy. Like, what does third down look like? And the Bucs offense finished, wait for it, first in the league on third downs. They had a 51.1 conversion rate, which obviously Todd Bowles looked at and Jason Licht and said, obviously this guy's doing something well. All right, the Bucs even converted at 55% on their playoff loss to Washington in the wild card round. They just went up against a buzzsaw on the Commanders team that went on to beat my Lions team. All right, that's just kind of the way it was. All right, sometimes in an organization, the passing game coordinator is simply an assistant to the OC, but it's interesting because Coen empowered his assistants to do other things. All right, here's the next one that I think might be the biggest one. All right, he has experience working for 4 different head coaches and a ton of different play callers, and they don't stink. All right, this is very interesting. He's only 34 years old. All right, he has 13 years of coaching experience, 8 of them in the NFL. And this is interesting to me. All right, this is very, very interesting to me. He began at Yale, where it's his alma mater. That's where he played. All right, but in 13 to 16, he was hired by Adam Gase. All right, he was at Miami. And then he was held over for Brian Flores when he became the coach. But there's more. He then was held over when Mike McDaniel became the coach. This is very, very interesting to me. So not only does he know the Mike McDaniel Rams tree, he was there for Mike McDaniel. He was there for Liam Coen with the Bucs and Canales, but also he has that Gase offense that was the offense that was ran under Peyton Manning with the Denver Broncos. The roots kind of go deep on this. So he has exposure to all of those different offenses, which is a wealth of experience to draw from. It simply is. And he was effective, and there was a lot of those systems were very, very successful. All right, collaboration is another reason. It's a huge key on offense. All right, he helped his offensive assistants, Coen did, to get to know each other better and form a stronger bond due to all the meeting times spent together in one room. He'd bring them all together. Not always how it works in the NFL. So these assistants know each other. They trust each other. I guarantee you when they were doing these interviews, the other coaches were also saying Grizzard is the guy. There's no doubt about that. All right? And here's the deal. If it's not broke, don't fix it. I think that's kind of the way that they're going to do this with each other. All right? Grizzard had one press conference. One press conference in the spring, and here's what he said. He said, I move around a good amount. I've been in the receiver room. I've been in the quarterback room the last couple weeks. I do have the history of coaching the receivers, so it might be on the field where we're helping with drills and things like that. Even with the tight ends, or could be the backs as well. But it does allow me to move around to different spots. So this is a guy that last year he has moved all around. He knows the entire offense. He's worked with the entire offense. So when you add these recipes together, when you look at where he's been, when you look at the continuity that it keeps on the offense for your quarterback, but not just your quarterback, your receivers, your tight ends, your running backs, your offensive line, players that had a lot of success last year, it keeps that continuity that's there. That's a good thing. All right, he's proven himself with the third downs, and he knows the collaboration. This makes it a good hire, and I'm going to trust what Todd Bowles is doing because he seems to keep hiring good offensive coordinators. He's kind of starting to prove it. Even as a defensive-minded head coach, he has the ability to bring in the right guys to run his offense, and that is why the Bucs have dodged a bullet. Be excited about Josh Grizzard. He's going to be a good one for you, and he's young. And let's hope that he can stick around for a few years because the NFL is starting to realize maybe it's a Baker Mayfield is good thing and not just, coordinators are great. All right, thanks. See you in the next one.